That song is hitting for me right now. Hello, hello. I need to get live on Instagram now. Ooh. I hope y'all are having a wonderful day, blessed and highly favored and whatnot. I don't know why I said that like that. Done. Let me get this up here. I don't even have my right light color right now. I'm gonna get my right light color. And that one. It's that one. That one. It's that one. That one. Okay, I found it. And now I can start. Hello, Instagram. Welcome. Hello, Facebook. Welcome. Okay. I need to close my door. First of all. First things first. I does what I do. I don't know. I need to close my door. I need to get the book. I'm tripping. I need to get the book. I'm on spring break. I don't even know no more. Un momento. I've acquired the text. Mother hunger. Hold on. It's gotta, trying to have it centered for both. Mother hunger is the book we're reading. Got it over here on Facebook. Now I got it over here on Instagram. By Kelly McDaniel. Anyway. And if I had a third phone, I'd be live on TikTok just for people to come in and leave. And come in and leave. I'm gonna let some people get in here. I'm running kinda late. But it's okay because I'm here. And that's all that really matters. I should have this one like here so that I'm just here. Who has a tripod? This is what we're working with here. So, you know, maybe I could stack more books. I have more books. I have so many books. It's reading what Miss Taylor said. Of course, I got a bunch of books. We are continuing Mother Hunger by Kelly McDaniel. Welcome in. We are continuing Mother Hunger by Kelly McDaniel. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. Waiting on people to get in here. Share it with your friends. Share it with people that you know. Trying to get folks in here. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I keep moving Facebook. I'm so sorry, Facebook. I have you centered and I have you here. Got Instagram here. Yeah. What I need is a real set. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. There's nobody here, but I'm going to welcome you anyway. Something, my left hand been going through it. There's something making my hand all twitchy on the left side. I don't know what it is. It needs to chill out. I got clinic in a couple of weeks. Hey, Sarante's here. See, they're not even showing me no more how many people I got in my live. They're not even showing me that I have people in my live. All I see is this notification about these stars. I don't want to, I don't care about the star thing, man. Ain't nobody buying stars. And it just seems like a way to make it way more difficult for me to get money. If my followers want to send me money. Okay, now I'm seeing. Okay. Hey, Sarante. I'm so glad you're here. As always, per usual. #1 fan. For real, for real. Just, I'm reading one of the books that you got me, the Akashic Record book. I'm reading that, and it's fine. It's it doesn't, it's fine. It just says a lot of things. Right now it's saying a lot of things that I've heard already. So I'm waiting to get to the part where I'm learning something new. But I'm reading that one sparingly. But I appreciate it. I'm always down to read something that is about the woo-woo stuff. Ow, what is going on with my left hand? Yes, I do. I like all the books that I got from you. Those were great. That was really great. I'm always interested in more books. Always. I am always interested. If I need to make a list, I will. But I'm always interested in more books every day. Yes, welcome in. Welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said. I don't know what is going on with my hand right now. I will make the list. Thank you. I love books. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the book. So we are reading Mother Hunger by Kelly McDaniel. If you have missed the previous episodes, wherever you're watching right now, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, go back and catch the earlier episodes. I did not do an episode last week because I was feeling ill. I'm better now. But the week before that, and the week before that as well. So we are on, what episode are we on, Sorante? This has got to be like 86 now, 85 or 86. It's either episode 85 or episode 86 of Reading with Miss Taylor Said. My name is Taylor. I'm also known as Miss Taylor Said. And I started the show in November of 2020 in an effort to read more books. I have a bunch of books and I want to read them. So I started this so that I could read more books, so that I could practice public speaking. The pandemic allowed us to practice public speak. I got my words all jumbled up. The pandemic allowed me an opportunity to engage with my audience. I've messed up my whole introduction. I'm here because I want to read books. I want to finish my books. I want to practice public speaking, and I want to engage with y'all more. There are things I want to do in my life that involve public speaking, and I want some practice with it. There are things I want to do in my life that will involve me reading scripts, teleprompters, and speeches and lectures and all those things. And I would like to feel more comfortable reading a book and then talking about it, because I have a feeling that my future is going to encompass me reading material and then talking about it in a manner of teaching at some point. So I'm doing it now. I'm getting my practice now. So welcome to Reading with Miss Taylor Said, the rusty version. Okay, anyway, we are going into chapter 2. Again, if you missed the previous episodes, check the previous episodes wherever you're watching. The next attachment theory and mother hunger. That is chapter 2. That's where we're starting. Okay. Attachment theory is gaining momentum as the overarching psychological explanation for why humans live and love the way we do. Our individual attachment style is an embodied map for how we connect with others. While human attachment behaviors are diverse, we each have dominant patterns of connecting and relating with others that imprint very early. For purposes of understanding mother hunger, we will take a close look at the formative months in our mother's care when we are learning to attach. Dr. Dan Siegel, author, psychiatrist, and director of the Center for Human Development at UCLA, offers a clinical perspective. Attachment establishes an interpersonal relationship that helps the immature brain, the child's, use the mature functions of the parent's brain to organize its own processes. In the absence of a steady, nurturing, protective adult, early attachment lessons can lead to insecurity. Mother hunger is a term that describes what adult insecure attachment style feels like and what happens when essential elements of maternal care are missing. Understanding the root cause of insecure attachment directs healing and increases the possibility for forming secure attachment in adulthood. So what is attachment theory? Attachment theory is the next section. Welcome in. Attachment theory was born after World War II when John Bowlby, a British psychiatrist and psychoanalyst who worked in orphanages, noted that even though the children were receiving food, shelter, and medical care, they did not thrive. In fact, many died. Bowlby began to study how this could happen, and later, Mary Ainsworth expanded on his work. For their research, tested around the world many times since, attachment theory brings us back to a basic truth. Human babies are hardwired to depend on caregiver nurturance. Babies are bonding machines, biologically designed to stay close to a primary caregiver. If a baby or child isn't thriving, it may not mean something is wrong with them. Rather, it can be an indication that something is absent in the caregiving environment. Just as a newborn needs protein and fat to build her brain and body, she needs her mother's warmth to strengthen the social areas of her brain. Cuddling stimulates infant brain growth. Cuddling stimulates infant brain growth. Sentence. Yes. Episode 86. Sorry, I just checked the comments. So this is episode 86. We're almost to 100. Cuddling stimulates infant brain growth. So do the thousands of micro interactions that come with being changed, fed, and carried. Each moment has the potential to build a sense that people equal pleasure and that the world is a welcome, safe place to be. Peaceful, responsive interactions between a mother and her baby stimulate the infant's brain's rewards center, activating dopamine, serotonin, and other neurotransmitters that make life feel good. And I just want to say this before we move on. I'm hearing this and hearing how this is what babies need to thrive and to understand what it means to be a human in this world. I cannot help but think about all the Palestinian babies that lost their moms, all the Palestinian babies that lost their moms, or all of those disconnections that have happened, whether it and all of it being rooted around losing the ability to feel safe because of the world being bombed and crumbling around them. So even if there's not anything that you can do, please think of, pray for, vote in favor for, if you're a voting person, the freedom of Palestinian people, the mothers, the children, the parents, the men, the people that are in Palestine who are being unalived and disabled, forcefully disabled by the settler colony that has taken their land. Please think of them. Post about them. Talk about them. Something. Don't forget that they exist, because they're banking on us doing that. Okay? So as we're reading this, think of them. As we're reading these basic things that we hear, that we're just like, well, duh, anybody can get that. Anybody can't get that. The children and mothers, the mothers and babies in Congo can't get that. The mothers and babies in Sudan can't get that. So think of them. And don't shop at places that support them. Starbucks, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all of those places. Don't spend your money there. Find coffee at a different place. Find chicken at a different place. Find a burger, a much better burger somewhere else. Preferably someplace that's locally owned if you can. Okay? Okay. We're going to get back into the book. We're going to get back to talking about mother hunger, from this very first world perspective. this very privileged perspective that we have. We're going to talk about it. Okay? And I say that not to discredit anything that we have gone through on an individual basis, but just to make sure that we don't forget about that's happening in Gaza right now. Okay? Free Palestine. Just as a newborn needs protein and fat to build her brain and body, she needs her mother's warmth to strengthen the social areas of her brain. Cuddling stimulates infant brain growth. So do the thousands of micro interactions that come with being changed, fed, and carried. Each moment has the potential to build a sense that people equal pleasure and that the world is a welcome, safe place to be. Peaceful, responsive interactions between a mother and her baby stimulate the infant's brain reward center, activating dopamine, serotonin, and other neurotransmitters that make life feel good. The more snuggling there is in a baby's world, the more receptive their brain will be to love and other happy feelings as they grow. In the first 18 months of their life, it says her over and over again, and I'm changing it today, particularly because most of the people that are watching right now are males. But, welcome in. This is about daughters, but, we're doing this. It's universal. It's just her written, okay? In the first 18 months of her life, her rapidly growing sensory neurons are silently learning from her mother's responsive proximity. Healthy maternal care enhances development of the right brain. The right brain is the heart of future common sense thinking and the ability to read other people's cues and cultivate empathy for how others feel. Right brain growth depends on predictable, sensitive attachment moments. Dr. Alan Shore, professor of the interpersonal neurobiology at the Geffen School of Medicine in UCLA, calls this an experience-dependent process. In this way, a mother's love is the foundation for a brain that fundamentally trusts or mistrusts human connection. Learning to attach is the next section. If you're just joining us, this is Reading what Miss Taylor Said. My name is Taylor, also known as Miss Taylor Said, and we are reading Mother Hunger by Kelly McDaniel. Learning to attach is the next section. Primitive experiences of loving touch and safe sounds are stored in the body as implicit memory. Implicit memory or body-based memory is how we hold information about the world and our family before explicit memory or conscious memory comes online. Explicit memory lets us recall what happened yesterday, last year, or last night. Our understanding of implicit memory comes from psychologists Peter Graff and Daniel L. Schachter, whose findings illuminate how and why we sometimes react to early experiences without having conscious memories of them. Our cells hold the stories of very early experiences, regardless of how much time has passed, but implicit memory has no recall. So even if you cannot remember moments from your childhood, moments from your babyhood where your mother was feeding you or your mother was changing you or your mother was cuddling you, you may not be able to remember it, but your body has never forgotten it. Your body understands the world through the lens that your mother created for you or that your birthing parent created for you. So it's like how, here we go. So let's imagine that those moments, even better, those moments. Oh, I thought I had a towel, but I don't. I'm gonna have to use this bar. I'll use this one. Okay. All right. We're doing some teaching today. All right. So think of somebody weaving a filter. So the filter is a circle, and every every little micro interaction is one of these lines. So every micro interaction, your mom changing you, your mom coming to you whenever you cried, your mom squeezing your little thigh because she wanted to give you some affection, your mom giving you kisses, your mom changing your diaper again because babies defecate so much and urinate so much. Your mom cleaning spit up off of you. Your mom running to you when you fell off of something. Your mom doing all these little things for you. All these little interactions. And these are the same thing. We're going over. Sorry, this looks crazy. But there's a reason for this. There's a point that I'm making with this, and I'm off the dome with this concept, right? I do not ever read ahead before I come to the show. This is just something that's off the dome, so walk with me as we process. It kind of looks like a disco ball. Don't pay attention to that. It's a filter. This is a filter. We're going to pass the bullshit of the world through this filter, okay? Passing the bullshit of the world through this filter, okay? The more positive interactions, the more reinforcement that a mother has in the time that she connects to her baby, the more times that she doesn't walk away while the baby's crying, the more times that she reassures that baby that you are safe, you are protected, you are loved, the more times that that baby is experiencing love from the mother, every little thing is going to tighten that filter. It's going to make that filter more able to it's going to make that filter stronger. So it's going to add more threads to the filter of this world, so that when you get out into the world, you can look at the world through the filter of what your mom, the foundation that your mother laid for you, that your birthing parent laid for you. And when other people treat you a certain type of way, whatever way it is, whether it's good, whether it's bad, you put it through the filter of the foundation that was established, that your body remembers, that you may consciously remember as well, but mostly your body remembers all these details. You may remember just this as a whole, but your body remembers every single thread that went into this filter. And when people treat you a certain type of way in this world, it is going through this filter, this foundation of how you should be treated. If your mama did her thing and she was loving up on you and there for you and all of that, and able to be the type of mother that you needed, that filter is going to be strong. That filter is going to be strong, and you are going to be able to really, really catch all the people that don't mean you well right in here. All the things that don't mean you well right in here. Because your mama would never. The people that brought you up would never. Okay? Because maybe you weren't like raised through infancy, because everybody doesn't have their birthing parent, right? So the person that was given that role in your life, or the person that had that role in your life, this is what was supposed to be established. Some people, they mamas left these big old holes in their filter. So abusers can get through. Self-doubt can get through. What else can get through? Insecurity, self-hate. Because the standard is how your mama dealt with you. The standard is how your mother dealt with you. And if you were not protected in infancy, if you were not protected as a child the way you should have been, you're more than likely Some people get strong-willed at a very young age, but more than likely, there is stuff in this world that will be experienced because of those gaps that were left. There's difficulties that may be experienced because of the gaps that were left in your filter. I hope that made sense. I'm going to continue reading. I hope that made sense, though. That was fun to do. All right. So, like we said, the primitive experiences of loving touch and safe sounds are stored in the body as implicit memory. Implicit memory or body-based memory. That filter is your body-based memory. Is how we hold information about the world and our family before explicit memory. Explicit memory is the whole thing as a whole. And individual memories that branch off of it. You know, individual moments that branch off of it, right? And come after it, you know. But this is not a linear experience, but explicit memory is the big picture. Implicit memory is the threading of how you view the world. And it was your mother's job to make sure there was a whole lot of threads. Okay? Explicit memory. Okay, let's see. Implicit memory or body-based memory is how we hold information about the world and our family before explicit memory or conscious memory comes online. Explicit memory lets us recall what happened yesterday, last year, or last night. Our understanding of implicit memory comes from psychologists Peter Graff and Daniel Schachter, whose findings illuminate how and why we sometimes react to early experiences without having conscious memories of them. Our cells, you can't see a cell. You can't see a single cell because they're all together. Think about how many cells have to be on you and in you in order for you to be physically present in this world, okay? This information is stored in our cells, our entire being. Our cells hold the stories of very early experiences, regardless of how much time has passed. But implicit memory has no recall, okay? Because portions of our limbic brain, specifically the why is this word kicking my ass like I didn't just finish doing anatomy? The amygdala, and I'm saying that wrong. I don't know why I can't say this word right now. amygdala, medulla oblongata, but that's not that word. It's not that one. Anyway, where emotions are processed. That's gonna bother me that I can't say it. Okay. I have to be able to say it. Give me a moment. I have to be able to say it. I'm so sorry, y'all. But that's what we're here for. This is what the system doesn't want you to do. The system doesn't want you to go check to see how to pronounce a word. 198. Go on Google.
This word, how do you say it correctly? The pronunciation of amygdala.
Amygdala. The word is amygdala. There we go. Now we know how to say it. And we're going to say it correctly because that's what we're supposed to do. Okay? Because portions of our limbic system, specifically the amygdala, where emotions are processed, are functioning at birth, Initial human interactions are very important. Even as infants, we capture sensations about the environment, safety, belonging, joy, stress, in our implicit memory. Implicit memory is a primitive part of our innate intelligence, teaching us about safety and love before higher cortical areas of the brain develop and help us understand reality. And now I'm back in a space where I cannot help but think about oppression. Okay? Because this is why I'm thankful to be reading this book, because it's not about giving someone a pass or giving someone grace that they don't deserve. You know, if somebody is a bad person, they're a bad person. Well, let me not say that. If somebody is being harmful, you do not owe them the space to continue to harm you, right? But the benefit of reading this book is that I can add more empathy to the empathy I carry for my mother's experience as a daughter, because her needs were also not met. And my grandmother's needs were also not met. And my great-grandmother, and my great-great-grandmother, and my great-great-grandmother, she was born to parents who experienced slavery. So those early experiences of holding a baby, I mean, like, because I have a little stuffed animal, right? But, like, the experience of holding a baby, hugging them, loving them, being sweet to them, giving them soft touches. No. Those older generations, the only goal is keep it alive. Feed it. Keep it alive. I love my baby, and I don't doubt that they love their children, but surviving racism at the end of slavery, all through Reconstruction, all through Jim Crow, all through the 70s, through all of that, through the crack era and all of that, surviving while being black. And it's still a very daunting task. But we're in a space now where we can take this information like this. We can take information like this, and we can find the empathy, find more empathy for the mothers of our bloodline and their experience, while also very definitively saying, I didn't get enough. I didn't get what I needed. I didn't feel safe. Your needing to survive and me being born in that environment of like difficult survival, it didn't give me what I needed. And I appreciate any sacrifices that you made and the things that you had to do. Appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me alive after I was born, you know. But the fact that I was brought into that situation, it can also at the exact same time mean that there were things that I needed that I didn't get. And that is also the truth a lot of times for the mothers that are not giving their daughters, and I'm saying daughters specifically because of that's what the book is covering, but it is children, but the mothers not being able to give their daughters and their children the love and nurturance and safety and protection that they needed in childhood, in babyhood, in infancy. Okay? This is just, it's like one of those things where I feel like in my brain, all of this is just ties together. Like I feel like Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where he has the chart with the red string and he's tying it all together and everything's connected. And it's just like, it is foolish to believe that it's not connected. It is foolish to believe that these traumas don't impact us on a cellular level. It is foolish to believe that our body is just going to keep taking things over and over and over again and not remember. It's foolish to believe that this physical living being at whatever stage of its life can thrive while being neglected. It's foolish to believe that. So so let's just keep reading. Welcome in. Welcome to Reading what Miss Taylor said. We are reading Mother Hunger. And I'm going to continue. We are talking about the experience of a baby learning to attach to its mother in infancy. Okay, and just reiterating that those experiences that babies have, while their conscious, explicit memory may not be able to recall it, their body does remember and will always remember what's happening to them and will understand the world based on what happened to them when they were a baby and a toddler and a child. Their body is always going to understand the world based off of what happened in those experiences. So let's get back into it. Let's see. Even as infants, we capture sensations about the environment, safety, belonging, joy, stress, and our implicit memory. Implicit memory is a primitive part of our innate intelligence, teaching us about safety and love before higher cortical levels of the brain develop and help us understand reality. From the last trimester of pregnancy through a baby's second year of life, the brain doubles in size. Okay? During this time of rapid growth, a baby's brain depends on her primary caregiver's brain for emotional regulation. During that time of rapid growth, between the last trimester of pregnancy and the second year of that baby's life, the baby's brain depends. It's not doing it by itself. That baby don't understand none of that. The baby's brain depends on her primary caregiver's brain for emotional regulation. Welcome in. Welcome to Reading what Miss Taylor said. To soothe distress, to feel safe, and to trust human connection. She can't yet think for herself. So for all them people that will get mad at babies for being babies and they be like 1 year old and not even 2 years old, and they be like, they know what they doing. Children be lying. Children be manipulating. She can't yet think for herself. In other words, she needs her caregivers to translate love into baby language through sound, touch, and consistency. Given the science that informs us that little ones don't have the ability to think like children or adults, it's unfortunate how many misinformed parenting experts teach parents. I just said this. I was just saying this. Oh my gosh. If you can gaze into the future. Okay. Anyway, okay, it's not funny. Given the science that informs us that little ones don't have the ability to think like children or adults, it's unfortunate how many misinformed parenting experts teach parents that babies can be manipulative. Manipulation is a higher thinking process that is not yet possible. It's not possible in a baby, and won't be for years. Manipulation is something that babies are incapable of physically. Oh my gosh. It's crazy to me when people say stuff like that. Manipulation is a higher thinking process that is not yet possible and won't be for years. Crying or tantrums are not efforts to manipulate caregivers. They are signs of distress. That baby think they dying. They think they're dying. And a signal for help. Young, developing children do not have the capacity to regulate emotions by themselves. They learn this from the care they receive. In essence, babies are sharing a brain with their mothers as they wait for the cognitive brain regions that govern logic and reason to develop. Physical proximity and sensitive interactions with the mother or primary caregiver support the biological processes that allow the brain to develop optimally. When brain hemispheres work well together, learning and regulating emotions is easier. Both aptitudes are entirely dependent on early nurturance and protection, which means that mothers are essentially brain architects. I certainly didn't realize the magnitude of mothering when I was a young mother. This information wasn't available, and I didn't know what I didn't know. And they didn't know. And I ain't gonna hold them for not knowing. I'm not gonna hold them for not knowing. Just, anyway, take a breath. Let's take a breath. We're going to read this one last section, and then I'm going to stop because we're coming up on 5 o'clock. And I know that I was a little late, but this chapter is also long, so we're not going to do the whole thing. So the next section is attachment patterns. The feelings connected to early care are imprinted on the implicit memory. And implicit memory informs our unique attachment-seeking patterns. In this way, our body-mind directs the story of day-to-day life, whether we have awareness of it or not. Lack of awareness and access to these early experiences explains why it's common to think everyone socializes, bonds, plays, or works the same way we do. We may not understand how unique our attachment patterns and behaviors are until there is conflict with someone we care about. Conflict brings a chance to learn something new about how we bond, what we need, and how others interpret our behaviors. But many of us shy away from the wisdom embedded in conflict because we don't have the tools to understand our own troubling moods or fervent jealousy. We simply don't know why we feel the way we do. The logical part of our brain is missing the key, explicit memory, to early personality formation, implicit memory. When we gain insight into our body's sensations, and let me reread that sentence because I didn't put the emphasis on the right things. Okay, boom. And it's been a good read. Yes, I've enjoyed this one. I've definitely enjoyed this one. If you're just coming in, we're going to be wrapping up soon, but we're reading Mother Hunger. The logical part of our brain is missing the key to early personality formation. The key being explicit memory, and early personality formation being implicit memory. When we gain insight into our body's sensations and pay attention to our feelings, we have more control over our choices and behaviors. Emotional intelligence makes you a better decision maker. It helps you have more control over your emotions. Emotional intelligence, making sure that you're tuning into your emotional body, getting an understanding of your emotions, being able to go through them and resolve conflict that comes from heightened emotions. That is a symptom. Being able to resolve conflict that also is usually paired with heightened emotions. It makes you a better decision maker in your life in general. Okay? So ignoring your feelings is so bad for you. Please don't do it. Okay? I really would like for you to pay attention to your feelings and acknowledge them and give them space. Okay? Because that's what we do over here at Reading with Miss Taylor Said. This process takes time, however, because without explicit memory of our formative months and years, the story of how we learned to attach and to love is not readily available. But be assured that as you learn more about essential elements of maternal care, such as attunement and mirroring, your mind-body may begin to recognize what was lost in your formative years. And while recognition may bring difficult emotions, these unpleasant or startling feelings prepare you for healing and transformation. the next thing we're going to get into is attunement, and I love the concept of attunement. It's getting attuned, having attunement with your maternal figure, having attunement, getting attuned with the people that are in your personal life, that are in your day-to-day life. It's just, it reminds me of being in orchestra, and, you know, someone starts off playing A, which is the note, and everybody starts tuning their string. They start tuning their instrument to make sure that we're all going to sound like we belong together, like this is a cohesive sound. And when someone's out of tune, you hear it. It sticks out like a sore thumb, and it makes it difficult to enjoy the song. It's the same thing in life. When someone is not in tune, it's like, and attunement is work. Attunement is not something that you just do and just like, let me just send my energetic energy to you and hope that you pick up on it. No, attunement is communication. Attunement involves connecting, intentional connecting, you know? So many things. I'm very excited to read about attunement. So we will be back next week, next Thursday, March 28th at 4 p.m. I look over here because I'm looking at my calendar. So we will be back March 28th at 4 p.m. right here around 4 p.m. Pretty close to 4 p.m. We'll be back here at 4. Okay, we're scheduled to be back here at 4 o'clock. And this is also if I don't get a job. There's one that I'm looking at right now, and I'm gonna have a phone call tomorrow. We're gonna see how it goes. But you know, 4 o'clock, the 28th, unless I post something different later. 4 o'clock, March 28th, reading what Miss Taylor said. We're gonna be back at it again, and we're gonna read about attunement. And I just hit myself with the book. In Mother Hunger by Kelly McDaniel. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me and my drawings and being here. I will see y'all next week. Bye.